different movie. It's a bleak but expertly rendered film, and it's called Boy A. That's the name the press assigned to one of two minors who were tried and convicted for the shocking and brutal murder of a 10-year-old girl. Now it's about a dozen years later. One of the boys apparently committed suicide as a teenager. The other has been released and has moved to Manchester. He now calls himself Jack.
This is Felix from the Evening News. Wants to do a little piece.
The 23-year-old man was reported to resemble Eric Wilson. Wilson was recently released from prison.
Jack. Jack.
Do you think you're rehabilitated?
You're not who you say you are.
Andrew Garfield plays Jack almost as an amnesiac. It's a tricky performance, but I think he pulls it off. We feel something for Jack, even as we get flashback glimpses of the events leading up to his monstrous sin. Boy A poses some tough and very divisive questions about crime and punishment. There's never any doubt, really, about Jack's guilt, never any question that he deserved to be punished. But when the killer himself is a child, do you lock him away for his entire life, or do you give him a chance to redeem himself as an adult? And how could he live a normal life if there's always the chance he'll be found out? This is tough, but I think well-made material. See it.
I say see it, too. It's the best film of the week, I think, and Andrew Garfield, very good. It's not that it keeps you guessing about the guy's guilt or innocence, because, as you say, we know what's going on here, but he's very crafty about kind of letting you know the psychological burden that would entail just trying to get back into society, live any kind of semblance of normal life with that hanging on your head. And the film is very good, I think, about showing how a good kid can kind of get sucked into this vortex of violence that's just too much a part of so many societies.
And how somebody who's committed a monstrous deed can try to be a better person, and the people around him, not knowing his past, respond to him as this nice, giving, kind of innocent guy. But we also see glimpses that maybe he hasn't controlled his temper issues, that maybe he's still struggling with his violent urges. So you can see everybody's side here, and Peter Mullen then, of course, playing the, the caseworker who really takes this kind of interest and makes him, becomes a father figure, and his problems with his son. All of those scenes I thought were just really well rendered.
Yeah, exactly. And the only thing I would say is that I think the movie chickens out slightly when you get to the end and you see, the specifics of what happened that landed him in prison. I think the camera discreetly kind of ducks out of sight and sort of leaves it up to your imagination. And I wonder if it wouldn't have been a more provocative film if it really sort of made you see what's going on.
You know what, Michael, I was okay with that. I think that might have been the best way to handle that, not make it too sensationalistic.
We disagree on that, but we agree that it's a very good